Nigerians have been asked to be patient with the president as he implements policies aimed at resolving the nation's challenges. Group Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Arcocro PLC, Mr. Alfred Okoigo, made this known today in an interview with State House correspondents after a closed-door meeting with the president in Abuja. He also commends the president's drive for transparency and accountability in governance.
We came to visit Mr. President and to acknowledge the effort he's making in trying to turn the economy around, and more particularly along areas of transparency. And immediately I met with the president. Incidentally, I met him first, and I told him my chairman is Chief J.J. Akpe. Immediately said, I'd like to see Mr. J.J. Akpe, and because he remember him, and in the area of transparency, incidentally, he's one of those characters, very few in the country. So he was very delighted to meet with him and my other board members. The message I want to send is, this government is concerned, they want to do something. But the way it is, people that deserve to be helped, they don't even know the effort that is being made, and they are not coming up with strong ideas. I think this is the time, because if you are honest and you are committed, this will be the best time for you to really rise up and get to the top of your career. I think we should know this, because a time there was, if you don't know nobody, you don't go nowhere. But I think that is changing. But it's tough, definitely, but I think we'll get there.
Meanwhile, the president has requested traditional rulers in the country to convey their suggestions on tackling challenges facing the country to him in writing. This was revealed by the traditional ruler of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi III, after holding a closed-door meeting with the president at the presidential villa. He told State House correspondents that he and the president deliberated on various issues, including the militancy in the Niger Delta and insurgency in the northeast. He recommended the federal government for stopping the Niger Delta militants from extending their destructive activities to the southwest. Time out for sports news on the news at 10 with Ayotunde Balogun.
Time now, indeed, for some sports news. Many thanks, Gimba. Holders Real Madrid begin their bid for a 12th European title in Group F, alongside Bundesliga giants and former winners Borussia Dortmund, Sporting Lisbon and Legia Warsaw. That's in the prestigious UEFA Champions League. 2006 finalists Arsenal draw PSG and Basel in Group A. Pep Guardiola, who won 2 titles with the Blaugrana, will return to former club Barcelona after Manchester City were paired with the Spanish champions, which also has Glasgow Celtic. Last season's defeated finalists Atletico Madrid will face German champions Bayern Munich in Group D. Premier League winners Leicester were handed a similarly favourable draw for their competition debut and will play Group G opponents FC Porto, Club Brugge and FC Copenhagen. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo has been named the best player in Europe by UEFA for the second time, ahead of Antoine Griezmann and Real Madrid teammate Gareth Bale. Ronaldo was favoured for the award, having led Real to their 11th Champions League win in Milan this year. Now, the former Manchester United star went on to win the first major international trophy as Portugal were crowned European champions after seeing off host France in the final of Euro 2016. Tanzania coach Boniface Nkwasa has named the 20-man squad for next weekend's 2017 AFCON qualifier against Nigeria. The Taifa Stars and Super Eagles have no chance of qualifying for Gabon 2017 as the Pharaohs of Egypt have already picked the sole spot in the group. Nkwasa has called up RC Gengs and Bwana Samata, who is the skipper of the side and the only foreign-based player in the team, dominated by players from the country's top clubs Azam, Yanga and Simba. And that's a wrap in sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Despite the efforts of rescuers who searched through the night for survivors, the death toll from the Italy earthquake has risen to 241, and at least 368 others are injured. Officials say that many people are still trapped under the rubble.
The death toll from a devastating earthquake in central Italy rose sharply on Thursday after rescue teams worked through the night to find survivors under the rubble of flattened towns. The strong 6.2 magnitude quake struck early on Wednesday as people slept, razing homes and buckling roads. Two powerful aftershocks also registered a 5.1 and 5.4 magnitude. Officials say the death toll is destined to rise further, and it appears likely to surpass that of the last major quake to strike Italy, which killed more than 300 people in central city of L'Aquila in 2009. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department has offered its condolences after the devastating natural disaster.
We express our deepest condolences to all those affected by the earthquake that struck central Italy. Today, Secretary Kerry spoke to the Italian Foreign Minister and made clear the American people stand with the Italians in this difficult time. He offered any U.S. assistance Italy may require and pledged to stay in close contact as search, rescue, and recovery efforts continue.
And in Southeast Asia, a powerful earthquake shook central Myanmar, killing at least 3 people, including 2 children. In the Asian city of Bagan, scores of Buddhist temples have been damaged. Truckloads of police and soldiers have been sent to the area to protect and rebuild what they can. The tremor was felt in Thailand, India, and Bangladesh.
And the main news again. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka today appealed to the president to act swiftly in resolving cases of militancy in the Niger Delta. Professor Soyinka condemned attacks on installations in the oil-rich region and asked the federal authorities to sustain the war on terror in the northeast. Also today, parents of the missing Chibok girls and other groups again marched to the presidential villa. They called on the government to swap Boko Haram prisoners for the abducted schoolgirls. And finally, internally displaced persons today took to the streets of Maiduguri in protest over alleged diversion of relief materials. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. On behalf of everyone here, have a splendid night rest. Good night.